Hello, my dear pharmaceutical colleagues. Pharmaxis 0007 under the banner of Manoj Creation 0007, that is empowering pharmaceutical success, brings to you another very important aspect of the pharmaceutical domain, that is ISO 14644 standards program under the ISO 14644 series. This program will be basically covering various aspects of the ISO 14644 under basic database in a very consolidated and simplification manner, which will help us for the audit and compliances. There will be detailed exposure on the guidelines of the international origin, and this series will run as a series of concept-based series of 15 subtopics under the ISO 14644 programs. Latest in industry will be coverage done under the various guidelines, okay, and any question and answer will be subsequently answered as per your queries. Here we go with the pharmaceutical and healthcare snippets from Pharmaxis 0007 of ISO 14644 standard programs. We are operative under hashtag sharing and caring GMP, hashtag one man army, and hashtag speak through action. Now here, this slide indicates the ISO 466 series in a very descriptive manner. Now let us understand what is ISO 14644. ISO 14644 comprises a set of international standards that outline the classification of air cleanliness within clean rooms and control environment. Now, why it is required? These standards are required to establish a standardized framework for evaluating and preserving the cleanliness of such environment with a particular emphasis on airborne particles. Now, let us understand the objective of ISO 14644. Here the basic objective is to ensure the product quality assurance, that the product which is manufactured in any domain has to be under a very stringent control. Personal safety, that a person operating under this condition of product manufacturing has to be very safe enough, and he should be not contaminated with any product related characteristics, or any safety has to be observed for a person operating with respect to the product. Regulatory compliance, as we all know that the regulatory framework and the requirement has gone very stringent in the industrial domain now. So this has to be a regulatory compliance objective base. And last is the global consistency, that whatever are the standard that has been evaluated, corrected or complied has to be consistent with the various domains of the similar origin. Now let's go to the key component of ISO 14644. The ISO 14644 will cover the classification of different environments, different classrooms or different class conditions. These class conditions will be monitored for a day-to-day level, ensuring that it is in the maintenance stage of any operation. Third is the design and construction. This design and construction will help the person to evaluate whatever is the inbuilt design has been in compliance with the classification that is under monitoring. And fourth is the operations, that the day-to-day operations, whether it is online or offline operation, has in compliance with the ISO 14644 standards. All these three things has been done for the clean room testing and certification as per ISO 14644. Now, what ISO 14644 ensures us? The ISO 14644 gives us the resultant as airborne particle count testing after the evaluation of the necessary environmental conditions. Second is appropriate airflow velocity and uniformity testing. Third is air pressure differential testing. Fourth is again the temperature and the humidity testing. Fifth is lighting and noise level testing as per the module's design. Next is the clean room documentation, which is the mandatory of the documents GDP practices to ensure that whatever has been observed has been documented in the appropriateness of the required guidelines. And last is the periodic recertification, that is after a period of 6 months, 1 year, whatever is the periodic interval that has been set across has been recertified. Now when we talk about ISO 14644, an international standard is to design, construct, validate, operate a clean room. We usually have started our origin from US Federal Standard 209E, and these are the various modules starting from 1 to 17 which has been designed under ISO 14644 series. Now let's have a brief look at this documented part of the slide. That is ISO 146441 was in origin from 1999, which has been revised in the year 2015, and the basic module covers the classification of air cleanliness by particle concentration. In 1999 series, it was classification of air cleanliness. Now it has been added with the classification of air cleanliness by particle concentration. ISO 14644 second module, which was effective from 2000, has been again revised in 2015 and indicates the specification for testing and monitoring to prove continued compliance with ISO 14644 first part. ISO 14644 module 3 was effective from 2005 and recently revised in 2019, indicating the test methods which are required for the observance of the ISO 14644 details. Next, ISO 14644 module number 4 was effective from 2001 and we recently revised in 2022, is indicating the improvement in the designs, construction and startup of the respective industry. ISO 14644 module number 5, which is originated in 2004, basically details the operation level required for different criteria, assessment and observations. ISO 14644 module number 6, that is from 2008, gives the total vocabulary of all the details under this ISO 14644 series. ISO 14644 module number 7 from 2004 gives a detailing on the separative devices, clean air hoods, glove boxes, isolators and mini environments. These topics will be dealt with in the subsequent slides so that we cover the details of this ISO 14644-7 in the subsequent sessions. ISO 14644 module number 8 from 2006 gives the classification of airborne molecular contamination. ISO 14644-9 module gives the classification of surface particle cleanliness, and ISO 14644 module number 10 gives the classification of surface cleanliness by the chemical concentration. We will be dealing with these topics in the separate session as a series based manner. ISO 14644-12 module will originating from 2018 will give the classification of air cleanliness by nanoscale particle concentration. Similarly, ISO 14644 module number 13 from 2017 gives the cleanliness of surface to achieve defined level of cleanliness in terms of particles and chemical classifications. All these modules are categorized under different categories. Next module is ISO 14644 module number 14, originating from 2016, gives the assessment of suitability for use of the equipment by airborne particle concentration. Next topic, ISO 14644 15th module from 2017, assessment of suitability for use of equipments and materials by airborne chemical concentration. ISO 14644 module number 16 from 2019 gives energy efficiency in clean room and separative devices. And the last one, that is ISO 14644 module number 17, originated in 2021, gives the particle deposition rate application. All these modules have their own identical framework of explanation and demonstration, and this will be covered as a series for you all as the pharmaceutical experts and the newcomers in the industry for understanding. This slide indicates a basic collection of entire series data which will help you for your updation in future. Keep watching this module under Pharmexus 0007. So again, a request: like, share and subscribe this channel if you feel that you are getting updated on the various matters. Also feel free to comment on any revisions or updates which are latest under this global regulatory pharma guidelines for us to enrich each other. We'll be keeping you updated on every matter related to ISO, International Organization for Standardization. The details of my banner is there on the screen for your view and to connect and collaborate. Thank you all.